Hello and welcome to our get together today. My name is Laleh Hancock, and I am going to share a little bit about me today and a little bit about the tools of Access Consciousness. And you are welcome to ask me questions. I will just ask if you're listening through one of our translated Zooms that you make sure you're in the English Zoom if you'd like to ask any questions. And all you have to do is just unmute at the bottom left corner of your Zoom and just ask your question in your own language, and then we'll have the translator translate it for me so that I know what you're saying, and then we'll translate back. So I do ask that you give me a few minutes because we do have a lot of different people who are joining from all around the world. We're even going to have a replay of this for Russia. It's always funny for me which languages come to play together. And also, I just want to know that there's going to be some people that are very, very new to Access Consciousness and may not really know anything about it. And I'd like to share some information with them. And then we're ready to rock and roll and explore what it is that we all know, which is really what Access Consciousness is about. It's about accessing you and your knowing. If you're new to it, one of the greatest gifts with Access Consciousness is that I am not here to just keep telling you information. I am really here to empower you with questions. And with that, we do ask a lot of questions. And at the moment that you ask the questions, different energies are going to come up, different ideas are going to come up, different sensations in your body are going to come up. And with that, we're going to ask that you actually destroy and then create whatever it is that's coming up. And if you'd like to do that, then we say the clearing statement, and it's right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And if you'd like a lot more information, all you have to do is go to theclearingstatement.com. And the co-founder of Access Consciousness, Dr. Dane here, really shares about 15 to 20 minutes of explanation on each one of those words. But it's all those places in your life where things aren't working.
Hello.
Or there's points of view that are holding you back from you having the life that you actually desire. Or there's things going on with your money or going on with your health and your body. What it does is that all those places where anything might be stuck, anything might not be working for you, and it allows you to actually let go any locked energies that are being held in place so that you have that space, you have the energies flowing again, allowing you to actually choose something different, allowing you to have different awarenesses and information. So, with everything in life, it's energy. Your energy, we're energy, money's energy. And with it, when you think of something or you learn something, we tend to define it. We tend to lock it. We tend to make it to where the energies are no longer free flowing. And with that, when you ask the questions, you unravel what it is that's being stuck. And you allow those energies with this, we call it the magic wand. And you allow it to dissipate to give you more choices. So you don't have to figure it out. That's the beauty of it. But it's anything you've made right, wrong, good, or bad. Anywhere you have these points of where things got created and things got destroyed, you have those moments where, something took you off guard and you went into those, beyond moments, it takes those away. It takes anything that started with a little bit of a little energy and got nucleated to be many forms of it, and it just unravels it all and makes it all go away. And thank you guys here. We have some amazing people that are in the chat. And all you have to do is click the chat button, and there it is. And they even have a link for you of different information for the clearing statement. And we'll also have it in the follow-up email as well. So, we put tonight together. Well, it's actually 2 a.m. for me here. I'm in outside of Amsterdam. But as you guys are either, I see you're in Portugal, you're in Mexico, you're in Brazil, you're in America, you're in all parts of the world, and Russia, they'll be watching this later. One of the reasons we put it together is that I just wanted to take a few minutes to kind of share who I am and truly the gifts that these Access Consciousness tools have been for me. I've been in Access for 7 years, and prior to that, I spent over 25 years in business, different kinds of businesses, corporate business, startup business, not-for-profit business. And I was always very, very curious, always doing these, trainings on the weekends or reading books that was about self-development, because I was always looking to how can I make myself better? How can I improve my life? How can I have more wellness and health in my body? And then what I would do is I'd go to these classes, and then I'd tell everyone about the tools. But what I found is that many things were these explorations that would get me to something different. And then something different would get me to something different. And there were some things that were all about talking, and some things were about touching. And some things were just about exploration in other ways. And so 7 years ago, I attended a training. I met this woman. In about 15 minutes, I was able to change what was happening in her body. She couldn't walk up the stairs for 6 years and couldn't take her dogs for a walk. And after 15 minutes of me working on her, she was able to go, walk her dogs, and she was so grateful that she was like, hey, what else can we do together? And I worked with her peanut allergy and some other stuff that was going on in her life. And as appreciation, she called me for my birthday and said, hey, for your birthday, can I come gift you something? And I was like, I didn't care what it was. Like, just by her saying, can I come and gift you something? My body was so happy and excited. And I was like, yes, whatever it is, come, please, please, please. And she did. She came with her massage table. She put it in my living room, and she brought this chart that had a bunch of pictures of people's heads on it. And then that's when the magic started. She put one hand in the back of my head and one in the front, and my body melted. And all I could say to her was, what is this? Whatever it is, I want to tell the whole world about it. And it was the beginning of my adventures in Access Consciousness. It's called the bars, and I'm sure many of you guys know about the magic of the bars. And really, that was the beginning. And I am such a curious person. I wanted to know what else, which is the other thing with Access Consciousness. We're always asking, what else is possible? What else is possible? And with it came actually the body processes and then taking foundation class. And it just, my world just started to just get even greater and greater. And, one of the things people always ask me is like, how did you come into Access? Like, most people come into Access because there's something going on in their life. There's something going on in their bodies. Many people find access who have, been diagnosed with health related things. And for me, it really wasn't that adventure. It really was, everything in my life was amazing. I had just sold my house in less than one day. I bought a new house. My business was booming. I had just gotten remarried and my kids were doing well. Like in my life, if someone looked from the outside, I had the perfect life. Everything was great. So what needed to improve? It wasn't about improving. It was about discovering how much greater every part of your life can be. And it doesn't mean that you have to change it all overnight or that you even have to change it, but the respecting, the honoring, the gratitude for wherever you are. No matter how great your life is, no matter how many problems you think you have, the willingness to start from that space. And for me, I love bodies. I love businesses. I love children. I love horses. I love so many aspects of life. And I found it with these Access tools. So with that, I quickly became a certified facilitator. And with that also, I was very curious to these different specialties. So I'm also a joy business facilitator, right voice for you, being you, conscious parents, conscious kids, conscious horse, conscious rider, right body for you, Wealth Creators Anonymous. And if there's anything else I forgot, I don't know. But I'm a BARS facilitator, a facelift facilitator, a body process facilitator, and just finished Maestro again. But the thing with all of this is there's something for everyone. And the tools themselves are more than just tools. Like, I don't know about you guys, but one of the tools that I learned very early on was interesting point of view. And when you're willing to be interesting point of view, you actually allow you to have information and awareness from everywhere. You're not saying that there's an end goal to something or that something has to look a certain way. Because when you do, you put a box around it and you stop you and your awareness to know any of the other options. And even a couple of hours ago, like this tool of interesting point of view for me, it's like every minute of the day, I discover the different ways that these tools are so much more than what I ever imagined. And not from defining them, but the possibilities of them. And that's what I'd like to invite you to. You're here today, you're going to be watching this later, but like, what is it about you that you haven't been willing to be an interesting point of view about? And really be honest and vulnerable with yourself. It's a really interesting thing. Most of the time, we want to tell everyone the truth about us, everything. But it's not about that. It's your willingness to be vulnerable with you, to really be honest of where you are, and not from an apologetic perspective, not from a wrongness that you've done anything wrong. Had a situation, I was dealing with someone today, and I got to watch literally for a whole day how they reacted to information, the questions they would ask, the questions they wouldn't ask. And all along the way, I realized the moments where I was interesting point of view and I got more awareness about them, and the moments where I came into the spaces of distraction, where I got distracted by what they were doing, what they were being, and I got myself out of my awareness and started to believe in their world. And what's funny is constantly asking
Laleh, are you there? Ok. Travou a internet da Laleh, então só um minuto enquanto ela volta.
That's so funny. You guys still there? I love it. Perfect timing. Are you guys still there? Can you hear me? Sorry, translators. We just had this huge, like lightning, and then my internet went out. So I apologize. Can you guys? Saying was what's all right. Take 3. All right. I think I need you guys' help more than ever. So how much space can you and your body occupy not to be impacted, affected, or impinged by other people's universes? Oh, yeah. You guys notice that? Just that relaxation space. Okay. So, one of the things we talk a lot about is that we are energy, space, and consciousness. So, what energy, space, consciousness, and choice can we in our bodies be to be compatible with technology with total ease? And anything that doesn't allow that Would you be willing to actually discern and create all of it? Oh, wow. Right, wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, online, shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay. So one of the things to also notice, you guys, oh, hi, Erie. Wow, we even have Australia here. Yay! I love you. One of the things is your body's going to give you a lot of information. And so one of the things that I talk a lot about, hey, Canada's in the house. Hey, Grant, welcome. One of the things that I talk a lot about is really starting to pay attention to your body. Your body is this magical, magical best friend of yours. And it has a lot of consciousness, but also capacities and abilities. And it's really there to give you information. Like even my story of earlier today, it was really interesting. Before I was going for my appointment to meet this person, my knee started to ache. It was really interesting because I usually do not have any kind of pain in my body. And when there is something going on, it's usually my body sharing information about a capacity, an ability. And one of the things that also is that your body's giving you information for now and the future as well. And it gives you information not about you, but also of others and the earth and lots of other things. But if you pay attention, you will know those moments when, even if it's this very subtle energy where something seems a little bit more heavy, which usually for my body, and you have to get to know your body, things that are light and expansive and spacious, that's usually what resonates more with your body, resonates more with you. And then when it's heavy, or it feels like, to some people, it feels like a tightness, and it's subtle. So sometimes it's not full tightness, but that you just know there's not lightness there. It's just more heaviness. That might be something that doesn't resonate for you. Now, I keep saying for you because it's going to be different for each of us. Something that resonates for me really is dependent on all the points of views that I have. And so if you don't have those points of view, it might not resonate for you. Does that make sense? So this whole light and heavy is something that I'm going to ask that you guys really start to pay attention to. And even if you've been in Access forever, what else is actually possible for you with light and heavy that you've never even considered before? Because a lot of times we think, oh, I know that tool. Remember, I was just telling you 7 years into Access, and the whole interesting point of view has such a different space of awareness for me today than it did yesterday. So what is it for you that your body is sharing with you? And what would be possible if you were actually becoming more present with your body? So I know I have a bunch of you guys on the English. Some of you are in the different language Zooms. I would love to open it up. Like, what is it that you would like to know about me? What is it you'd like to know about the specialties that I shared? And then I'll share also, I'm doing a bunch of different tours. I'm here in the Netherlands, and I'm going to be tonight or tomorrow for you guys. I'm going to be doing one of my conscious vagina classes. It's called Expanding Sexualness. And really, sexualness is so different than what most of us were taught in this reality, what it is. It's really actually you, those moments of ease and joy, the whole having life in your body, being able to enjoy the earth, enjoy the plants, the animals, that whole world of sexualness, which is very different than sexuality. Sexuality means you're a man, you're a woman, there's all the projections and expectations to what you can be, what you cannot be, and things of that sort. But this is actually your connection to everything, to that oneness of the universe, the oneness to everything in the earth, the oneness to every molecule. And those moments where you actually have joy, you know, that moment someone hugs you and you melt? Yeah, that. You know, when you see a baby smiling? Yeah, that's what it is. When you see an animal and they hug you and they lick you all over? Yeah, that. So it just has all of these different possibilities. And when you do actually stop cutting off your sexualness, what else it can expand and explore in every aspect of your life. And then we're doing a being you, creating money for your fuels of your adventures. We're doing a one day right voice for you. And then I'm doing one of my new favorites, leadership with horses. So it's a one day class we're doing here. And then our next tour will be in Mexico. And we're going to be doing a conscious vagina class. We're going to be doing a conscious parent, conscious kids, and we're doing a 3-day right voice for you. And you know, it's interesting. When I first came to Access, I took a lot of intros to Right Voice for You. And with each one, I would just leave like happier. I couldn't explain it. I am a consultant. I work with businesses, and I've had confidence speaking in front of others, but this was different. It really was who I was being was different, who I was willing to be, not to be others. Like I remember just being like I would change. It was almost like I put on a different mask when I went to work. And I had a different mask when I was talking to my mom. I had a different mask being the mom to my kids. And I realized, like, with Right Voice for You, it really wasn't about me having to be, I don't know how to explain it. I didn't have to have a mask anymore. I could be me all the time. Now I know, based on asking questions, just the one question of, what do they need to hear? What does this person require to hear? Or what can I say that can actually change this environment? And be able to know what's required at that moment for that person without giving me up, without taking me from this expanded space and shrinking me to the box of what it is that they require for me to be. Instead, I can be all of me. And if they would like only 1% of that, then that's their choice. And then in November, we're going to Brazil, and we're going to be in 3 different cities and doing one of my favorites, bars trade, swapping, gifting, receiving, and having, and we're doing that here today too. And then a bars class, and then something very new. Conscious Vagina has expanded. So we're going to do an intro class, and then we're going to do the first one-day Conscious Vagina class in Brazil, in Rio. And I'm super excited because it's been one that people have been asking for. And what I found is these classes never look anything like you think it does. And I've had people who have taken them, like a bunch of them, and they're so different. And now we have opened it up. Men are allowed to be part of these classes. And the energy that the men bring into it has been just so amazing. And, you know, it's really interesting. I facilitate a lot of classes, and people share feedback here and there. You know their lives change. They hug you when they leave the room. You guys all know that. There's something about Conscious Vagina, though. I get emails from everyone after these classes because how much actually changes in their bodies, in their worlds. And it's been beautiful to watch. So Gary Douglas, who is the founder of Access Consciousness, I chatted with him and he approved that I could do a one day. And then also in the future, we also have a body class that we do with it. So more to come with Conscious Vagina as it's going to be growing and expanding around the world. And to come in 2020 or 2021, I'm expanding it to where there'll be facilitators. So I'm just putting that little bug out there. If any of you might have any interest in facilitating those classes. But there's going to be a lot of prereqs for that one, because we do get into lots of conversations that are not what you think they are. So that said, you get to choose. I can talk about anything: business, money, relationships, your voice, sexualness, whatever it is. What is it that you guys would like to know more about? Okay. I get some of it energetically.
Erica has a question.
Okay.
Erika, ¿puedes por favor quitarte el mute en el chat en inglés? Digo, en el Zoom en inglés, para hacer tu pregunta, por favor, directamente, y yo te la traduzco.
What Roberta said. Let's see if I can see her.
Mi pregunta. ¿Se me escuchan?
Hello. Hola.
Ok. Mi pregunta es, yo tengo casi 2 años que conocí a Access. Yo antes no había estado en ninguna otra modalidad. Es como que entré derechito a Access y para mí ha sido un poco pesado. No entiendo por qué, lejos de cambiar mi vida para bien o estar feliz como mucha gente dice que ha cambiado Access, para mí ha sido un poco difícil. Percibo más, he tenido muchas intensidades, como que estuviera atorada en algo y no pudiera salir.
Okay, wait. Okay, Roberta, can you translate?
Voy a traducir. A ver, Erika, me dice si se me fue algo. Erika says that
Okay.
she met Access about 2 years ago, that she didn't have any other modality before Access, and that something heavy is happening with her because many people say that they are happier, that they have less problems for that, and now she feels more intensities, she's more perceptive. And a ver, te voy a volver a repetir, Erika, ya le dije que sí es difícil para ti, que percibes más, que has tenido ciertas intensidades y que no ha sido tan fácil para ti.
Si estuviera en una depresión
como
muy
has
fuerte.
escuchado de muchas otras personas. She feels like she is in a deep depression.
Okay.
Y por más que uso las herramientas, no he podido cambiar muchas cosas de mi vida que he querido cambiar.
And she keeps using the tools, and she wasn't able to change many things in her life that she wanted to change.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Okay. So it's really interesting just listening to her question. One of the things that actually happens is that the more you ask questions, the more you're, I don't know what's the best way of saying it, but the more aware you become. And the aware you become goes from that space of what you were willing to be aware of, and these walls go away, and now your awareness skyrocketed. Like before, you were willing to pay attention to a very small group of energies. Now you've got universes of energies that you are going to become aware of. And you can use your potency with that to your advantage, or you can use it against you. So I say that because a lot of times I watch this where people ask the questions, but they're not willing to truly be with the questions. So Erica, when you say, you know, I want you to like really pay attention to your body, light and heavy, and let it guide you, not your head, okay? But truly your body guiding you. So truth, has anything changed in your since you came to Access? Is that light or heavy?
Ligero.
It's light?
Light.
Okay, cool. Okay, now the part about the depression, okay? Now, first the light, okay? You have to acknowledge, if this is the thing, we create magic every second, like so many magics we create in in 1 second, okay? But when you don't acknowledge what you changed, what you're being that's different, what you now are aware of, what you do is you have to shut off that awareness and go into that space of still looking for things, okay? So one thing that's going to be very, very important, you don't have to cognitively know exactly everything that changed, but the willingness to know anything you ask, you now have the choice to change the molecules, okay? And even just saying, okay, I know something changed. I may not know exactly what it is, but I'm going to acknowledge I chose something and I created something. Now it's available and actualized in the whole world. Okay, and I'm going to give you an example of that in just 1 second, okay? But the minute you actually acknowledge, you expand your life, your world, the consciousness of things. You expand your own ability to receive more of it, okay? But when you think, this is the thinking gets involved, nothing happened, you have to kill all the energies that you created. And what you do, not you, but what we do in general is when we kill those energies, we also revert. We go backwards. We want to go back to the reference points of how it used to be so we can compare it to where are we now. And that's one of the reasons that we destroy and create everything. That's why, you know, one of the things is every single day, destroy and uncreate all the projections, expectations, decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations, all the stratifications, because those are the energies of what we have chosen to keep us limited, to keep us fitting in, to keep us looking like our family, to have the points of views of our culture and our country, our religion, or whatever, you know? And then we lock these reference points in place. So when you destroy and create all of those, what you're actually doing is you're allowing you every day to have a clean slate. It's like having a brand new painting that's white, and today you get to take your paint and color it.
De hecho, sí es como que abrí algo, como que sí estoy consciente que descubrí otras cosas, otras posibilidades para mí, y el hecho de estar consciente de eso me da miedo y me regreso automático a donde está. Es como que, wow.
The fact is that, in fact, just acknowledge that I opened more possibilities for me, but what happens is that I feel scared and then I go back when I started.
Gotcha. Okay.
Where I started.
So the magic of this is now you know what you've done. So that's where the gratitude comes into play, okay? Gratitude is important. When you have gratitude, you cannot have judgment. Gratitude allows for growth, and gratitude allows for the ability for things to continuously expand. When you have any kind of judgment, okay? Somebody's on an, please mute yourselves, we can hear you.
Yes,
Thank
could you
you.
please repeat that part?
Yeah,
please.
Yeah. So one of the things, just let me take it a different space, okay? With all of it, we have choice, okay? Problem or a possibility, okay? Nothing is a problem unless you define it as a problem. If you're willing to make everything be, it's just molecules, okay? Everything, every thought you have, every situation is just a molecule. And if you're willing to have no point of view about it, and that's why I'm going back to what I said earlier, that interesting point of view. When you're willing to be interesting point of view, you don't think it's right, you don't think it's wrong, you don't think it's good, you don't think it's bad, you're allowing it to be the space of neutrality. Like, let me give you another example. This whole interesting point of view for me today, okay? There's a moment, no matter how tough things are, that you can choose, is that the energy that I've been refusing to be showing up in my life, and make it be a possibility, or you can say it's a problem. Now, one of the things I realized is all day today, I was having this conversation with this person, and it wasn't until I really was willing to see who they were, not who I wanted them to be, but who they actually were, that gave me freedom. And then this one, it's not from the judgment perspective, but realizing there's there's kind of three kinds of people in this world, okay? Two of the major species is that there's humanoids and there's humans. And it's never been made to share so that you can make one of them right and one of them wrong. No. It's so that you know the different ways that they deal with things. So the humans of the world are the ones who like things to stay the same. Like they might not want to move their furniture for 20 years. You know, they're the ones who may enjoy the same job, the same tasks over and over and over again. But the thing about humans is that they are very judgmental. So it's that they're the victims and everyone else is at fault. Where humanoids are the opposite. The humanoids are like, always, I'm wrong. I did something wrong. Even if they didn't do anything wrong, they make themselves wrong, okay? They are the worst at making themselves wrong. They tend to be the curious. They tend to be the ones who cannot do the same thing over and over again. They need the variety. Some of the scientists, some of the inventors of the inventors of the world are the humanoids. Okay. And all day today, I was dealing with a human who really sees things more from black and white. And it was so funny because I could have just been like, why did I waste all day dealing with somebody that's just such a pain in the ass? No, I actually kept saying, what's right about this that I'm not getting? What energy have I been asking for that's showing up in this way? And there were moments, the conversation all day was amazing. And there were moments that there were these signals of awareness pointing that this person is human and you have to deal with them different. Like even there were certain questions they would ask me, and the way I answered it is so not the way I normally answer things, but it was exactly pulling out of their head what they required. And the minute that I had the awareness, it took me all day to realize human. That part I did not even consider until later. But the minute I had that, there was a space of relaxation because I cannot make a human think like me. I can't make anyone in the world who's a humanoid think like me. It doesn't happen. We're all individuals. We're all different. But especially with the people that you are working with, whether they are your colleagues at work, whether they're your lovers, whether they're your children, whether they're your mother, identifying the difference, and not from the wrongness, but from the space of knowing they function different. What do they require? And, you know, one of the things, Erica, you said is that you've gone to the space of depression. But one of the questions I'd like to ask you is tap into your body, ask, truth, is the depression mine? Is it someone else's? Is it something else? I mean, this question has, oh my God, over the last 7 years, I don't know where I would be in my life without this tool. Because if I had this tool when I was an executive in the corporate world, holy moly, like I accomplished a lot of stuff, but I would go home exhausted. I would go home and still work, 20-hour days or whatever. But like, I explained it to a friend today. It felt like I had like a pile of weight that would come home with me from work, like weight on my back. And I would just literally come home and want to just dump it somewhere. And then this tool of who does it belong to, I realized I was picking up people's thoughts, feelings, emotion, their stress, their insanity, their stupidity, like everything that was going on in their world would come in my backpack and go home with me. Same thing. My sister had something going on. My mom had something going on. It became my problem. And the whole realizing mine, is that light, Erica? Is it yours? Is it someone else's? Is it something else? Because if it's not yours, you can do whatever you want to do. You cannot fix it. You cannot change it. It's not yours. If it's somebody else, one of the things I always like to share with people is like, people don't want to return it to the sender because they're like, no, it belongs to my mom. No, it doesn't belong to your mom either. I used to think the same thing. When there's a thought that is created in the world, energy goes like that, okay? It gets stuck, okay? With that point of view, whatever this point of view is that got stuck, anyone else who buys this as real, it becomes now their stuckness too, that they're aware of. Okay? And when you say return it to the senders with consciousness attached, you inject all those whatever points of views, you inject whatever it is with consciousness. You spread consciousness to all of it. And what it does is now it can break up and be free elements of energy that are free flowing and no longer are stuck. And when they're no longer stuck, anyone who had that point of view, it changes in their world. That's why one point of view you change for you affects the whole world. Now, they have choice. If they don't want to let it go, they can bring it back. And when they say, it's my depression, it's my problem, it's my pain, it's whatever, you then tell your body, it's ours, and your body says, I'm here to honor all your wishes. Oh, you have pain? Okay, let's have pain. So then you create pain in your body. Okay? So really want you exploring, and would you be willing to destroy and create all the points of views you've created about the last 2 years, and everywhere you just projected all of these things into your future? Would you now be willing to destroy and create all of it? Right, wrong, good and bad.
Sí, por favor, gracias.
Shorts, boys, and beyond. De nada.
De hecho, esa pregunta yo ya la he hecho muchas veces y lo he regresado. Me sale ligero que es de alguien más, lo regreso, sin embargo, a los pocos días vuelven. Todo el tiempo traigo intensidad en mi cuerpo. Lo regreso y vuelve.
Okay, that she says that she's been doing this question and she's been returning to the sender many times, but few days after that, all these intensities come back to her body.
Yes, because again, she's aware. See, Erica, you are amazing and brilliant, but until you acknowledge you are aware, you are a healer, you are brilliant, and you have these capacities, your body's going to keep bringing it to show you until you acknowledge it. So, remember, when you become aware, you exponentialize your awareness. So where before you might, using it as an example, you might have been aware of 5 people, you now became aware of 5,000 people. And the next day you become more aware, you become aware of 50,000 people. And I'm exaggerating it, but that's what happens. When each time it happens, it's another way for your body to show you your capacities, your abilities, your talents. And if you don't acknowledge it, your body will show you with greater intensity until you pay attention. So everywhere you haven't been willing, and this applies to all of us, it's not just for her, anywhere you haven't been willing to claim, own, and acknowledge the gift that you be, this capacities, abilities, talents that you and your body have, would you now be willing to claim, own, and acknowledge it and ask for more? And anything that doesn't allow it, we destroy and create all of it. Right, wrong, good and bad, pom pock, all night, shorts, boys and beyonds. I only have a few more minutes, and I want to actually talk about something we talked a lot about at Dr. Dane Hare's Symphony of Possibilities and at Maestro. So many of us, we go into places where we take these possibilities and we bastardize them. We just make them wacky, okay? So one of the new clearings is what possibilities are available for me that I don't think is possible, that if I allowed the possibilities would actualize in a different reality. And anything that doesn't allow that, we destroy and create that. Right, wrong, good and bad, pom pock, online, shorts, boys and beyonds. Oh. Right, wrong, good and bad, pom pock, online, shorts, boys and beyonds. I'm going to run that again. And you can change it with anything you want. Like, for example, you could say, what possibilities are available for me and my body that I don't think is possible? That if I allowed the possibilities would actualize in a different reality. Anything that doesn't allow that, we now destroy and create all of it. Right, wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. What possibilities are available for you and money or financial reality? You could say, what's possible for me and my financial reality that I don't think is possible, that if I allowed the possibilities would actualize in a different reality? Anything that doesn't allow that, we destroy and create all of it. Right, wrong, good and bad, pump, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. What is possible for me with ease, joy, and glory that I didn't think was possible, that if I allowed the possibilities, would actualize in a different reality. And anything that doesn't allow that, we destroy and create all of it. Right, wrong, good and bad, pump, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Because see, each day, guys, is a brand new day. And you can choose to have crap in your life, and you can choose, I'm going to choose something different today. Everything you think is what you are creating in your life, and it's showing up as your reality. If you think you have a problem, you will pull in more problems. If you're truly willing to be this mantra of all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory, what you will do is you will open it up, that even the things that are difficult, you alter their molecules with consciousness. You allow it to turn out to be so different than what you imagined, okay? And you allow those possibilities to just keep expanding. Yeah. Okay. Now, please, I adore you too, Renata. Please, guys, pay attention to the energy that's here now. Pay attention to your bodies. Your body, is it any different than before? You have to acknowledge anything that's changing, and not from this world of I need to know it with my mind, but just, oh, I perceive something's different now. Okay, I'm going to acknowledge we just changed something. How does it get even better than this? And that's no matter how terrible your day is, how amazing your day is, how does it get any better than this? And ask what else is possible I've never considered before. Because most of us have been thinking like this, okay? We've had a goal we had to reach. We had something that it has to look like, but that's one of your possibilities. You have infinite possibilities. One of my favorite questions is, what possibilities are now available with revenue attached? Wouldn't you like to also add some money into that? Your business might like it. And then, who do I need to talk to today? Where do I need to go? Your business needs your help to get it out there. So who can contribute to you? Where can you go? And if you guys are willing, truly, every molecule in the universe is here to contribute to you. I did a Zoom today with my friend Selena. She's amazing. I think I'm going to add that YouTube in here too. It's not translated. It's only in English. So if you're listening on the Portuguese or Russian or Spanish or any of the other languages, please just listen for the energy of it. I talk a lot about some of my favorite tools, but I actually explain it from a different space. And it's like every molecule is here to contribute to you, your body, your life. And if you allow it, it can just make things so much easier. Now, I know most of us like it hard, but as Gary would say, there's only one thing that should be hard, and it's not your life, okay? So thank you so much Oh, thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful for you. And thank you for your little private notes, you guys. I adore you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Gracias, gracias. Obrigada. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I know someone asked more about conscious vagina class. So I'm going to just take a minute just to explain it. Conscious vagina is not a typical class. It's like an access class in the sense that you can ask any question, and really the class will go based on the questions and where people are. But there's something about our bodies, and when I say vagina, it includes penises too. In other lifetimes, we've been men, women, whatever we've been. And so like the purpose of these classes is to take away any kind of projections, anything that's in the way of you and your body, to truly be able to receive, generate, create, and actualize with every molecule. And just think about even like the minute your mom was pregnant with you, whether you're a girl, whether you're a boy, the fact that she got pregnant, like there's all these projections and expectations that are put on us and our bodies by society, by other people, by friends, by family, whatever. Like there's just so much that's there. And when you remove whatever those are, you allow more life in your body. Your body is the one that pulls in things, okay? Your body is the one that desires things. The water, the jewelry, the money, the house, these things, it's your body. And when you stop cutting off parts of your body and you actually allow the embodiment of you with your body, your body, the earth, your body, your business, your body, your relationship, like when you're truly willing to actually have that with every molecule of the universe, it's when you're really allowing your true oneness. You're allowing you to actually be the infinite being you truly be, because you have no separation of anything or anyone. And that's the gift of these classes. They're there to invite you to spaces that you didn't even know were available. And we do clearings get created in these classes that are beyond what I can tell you what they are right now. But I just tap into that. And, if you were to choose that class or anything in your life, even wanting to buy bubble gum or lipstick, I don't buy anything without asking, if I buy you, what will my life be like in 5 years? And I ask my body, will this be a contribution to you? So like with anything, just ask the questions and follow what that is for you and your body. And if you're willing to include your body, it will never steer you in the wrong place, if that makes sense. Like your body has so much awareness, and we have shut most of it off. There's so much I could tell you. We could be here for days and weeks and years in conversation about bodies, but that's it for now. Thank you guys for being here. I'm so grateful. I didn't realize there's so many of you guys. I have people from Japan. We have people from all around the world. Some of you are as crazy as I am. You're up at 2 or 3 in the morning. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the amazing people from all the countries who are watching this now and later. And thank you for the amazing translators. I'm so grateful for you and being here in the space that you be, and your beautiful voices that you get to share what I'm saying so that other people can also be part of this creation. So thank you. And we do have different things going on. If any of them can be a contribution to you or your life, come play. Most of my classes are available in person and on Zoom. Some of them aren't. Obviously, Bars Foundation and the leaders leadership with horses is not. Obviously, you need to be with a horse. So the horses will not be online with you, but everything else is. And I hope you do come play, because I love it when people come play. So what can we be and do different today that allows us to exponentialize everything that we desire in our lives? So anything that doesn't allow you to have a whole lot of fun, would you be willing to destroy and create all of that? Right, wrong, good and bad, pump up all night, shorts, boys and men. Thank you guys for your awesome messages here. I'm so grateful. Oh, Venezuela's here too. How does it get better? Okay, well, see you soon somewhere in this magical planet. Okay, thank you guys.